And maybe it's her hunchback. He wants to be the baddest bitch. And Nick, I see you. It's like behind closed doors, he is in fact a monster. In the midst of them humping one another, I hated all the dresses. I don't like Rams. I'm very dramatic. The last thing that you want is a man trying to hump on you.
Let them know that everything big. Nail done, hair done, everything big. Am I NY?
I worked with this older lady, and she had been married for several years. And I don't know what exactly we were talking about, but it came about that she had had a surgery. It wasn't like a super intense surgery, but it was a surgery nonetheless. Let's say, for example, if I had to compare, I don't remember exactly what it was, but let's say it's the gallbladder removal surgery process that you gotta do. It was something simple like that. Simple, but still, she had to go to the hospital. She had to be admitted. They did release her the same day, but they said, oh, she can't go home by herself. Somebody should watch over her, stuff like that. And she talks about how when she got home, her husband had invited people over, and so she had to cook for the people that were coming over to her home right after she got home from surgery. And I said, well, why do you do it? And her words verbatim is, because I'm stupid. That's what she said. And though she's a very intelligent woman, she's not stupid. But there's this expectation that women should automatically put their needs to the side despite what they're going through. And when it comes to something, and this is me being so serious, when it comes to something like surgery or something like even on your period, which is serious, men don't understand what your body goes through. There's times where, and I don't even consistently have bad cramps, but there's times where I've been in the bed with horrible cramps, can't get up, can't move, feel like I don't know what's going on. Your emotions are all over the place. Your body is just sometimes your body just does shit. You don't know what the fuck is going on. This is me being so serious right now. And I know that women out there can relate. And the last thing that you want, I just really felt for Marissa, because the last thing that you want is a man trying to hump on you during that time. And I'm sure that if a woman has been in a relationship, that they get it. I don't like Rams. He really showed his ass. In the beginning, he tried to portray to be this really sensitive and emotionally intelligent person. He's still very well maybe, but I doubt it. I'm just like, you can't wait a week to not have sex. Men are it just shows how selfish he is. And being selfish and being in a happy and healthy relationship doesn't go hand in hand. So I don't see it for them too. She brought up postpartum. She brought up how there's a high percentage of men that leave their wives after their wives get diagnosed with cancer. How men go out and cheat once their wives have babies and she's going through postpartum depression. And because they're not able to have sex, they go out and they cheat. And so they still move on to looking at the wedding dresses and the tuxedos and such. And Marissa finds a dress that she likes. I didn't want to say I hated all the dresses. I didn't like not one of them. I didn't know why. I felt like the people were lying to them. I didn't like any. Oh no, did I like Ashley's dress? I didn't like any of them. But it's not my wedding, so whatever. But I felt like I finally seen Marissa's mom in this moment. And I know that she loved her, but it was nice to see her get emotional and to cheer her daughter on. And it made me emotional too, because I guess it's because I know I talk a lot about how I don't. Ugh. Okay. I am not the type of girl that like super centers a man, but I would like a man that's gonna love me the way I love me. heavy on the love me. Like, we can both love me. That sounds selfish. I don't care. And so I do want to be married. Is my point. And I'm nice. If I like you, I'll be nice too. And so I do want to be married, and it was beautiful to watch them pick up their dresses. Everybody look nice. I love that. And so now we can move to Taylor and Garrett. I just couldn't even. It was like too cute. I know the last episodes, they were like, he had been caught cheating, I guess, kind of, sort of. I don't know what she considers it. And, she was really upset and she had cried and all of this stuff and ran to the bathroom. Very dramatic. Their story during these episodes starts off with them saying that they write letters to each other and they leave each other the letters around the apartment. What the fuck? How cute is that? And then we move to them saying that they're going to have a letter station at the wedding. I don't want to cry. I'm not going to cry. But I thought that was so adorable. I loved it. 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 I love love. And it's just giving when they are happy and they are together and in bliss, that it is like, it's giving Disney fairy tale. Is that real though, is the question. But it's definitely giving love. It was beautiful. So before the party, they show that Taylor is upset that Garrett has been contacted by his ex. And Garrett explains, like, this message means nothing to me. All I did was like the message. It's not that serious. And she's like, well, I just feel like I wish that you would have told me, I guess. No, did he tell her? Why was she upset? I personally felt like she overreacted. I think that if your ex reaches out to you, which maybe this is me just coming from the perspective of I have people from my past reach out to me and I just simply ignore them. And so it means nothing. And so if I was in a relationship and somebody from my past happened to reach out to me and I ignored them, then it wouldn't be an issue. Taylor is very upset about this information. She cried. One, she was upset because this experiment moved so quickly, and I think emotions are heightened because it's so fast and everything just feels more intense. And then two, she was planning on meeting his parents the next day, like literally getting on the flight to go and see them the next day. And so I think that made it even worse because it's like, I'm introducing you to my parents as my fiance. Like, I need you to be so serious. Like, I want to be super sure about this. And so there was some, turmoil with those two about that. Now, what I will say is, I personally think that Taylor overreacted a little bit. I think that if an ex reaches out to you, as long as you're respectful, even if I would be maybe a little upset if you responded, but okay, I would be upset if you responded. But he did at first say he just liked the message. So if she reached out or they reached out or he reached out or it reaches out, and you just liked the message or, just ignored it, then I wouldn't really care. But if there was more to it, then I can see why she was a little bit upset. At this point, she didn't know that he actually did respond. He later reveals that he did respond to the message, and she gets even more upset. Now, I think at this point, she had every right to be super upset. I think that she did do a good job at articulating her feelings and expressing how she felt in that moment. And I think that he was really apologetic, and hopefully he won't do it again. But they do move forward with him meeting her parents, and I think that transition went really well. We still don't get to see Dad because Dad does not want to be on camera, but Mom did a good job at representing the family, and I think that she seems to be as supportive as she can be in this moment. She also goes to the wedding dress shopping experience, which was very emotional. And you can tell that Taylor really wants to live up to what her parents want because she was very intentional about getting her mom's opinion about the dress, which I thought was nice but unnecessary because it's her wedding. But, that's just me. But I thought it was really cute. I liked Mom. I thought Mom was cute. I love that Mom got emotional and she got to express herself because in the beginning it did kind of seem like she wasn't really as into it, but she did get a little bit more into it, so I love that. And then moving on to Ashley and Tyler. I mean, at this point, I want them to break up. I feel like I made that clear. We know that. Oh, we now found out, and I don't know if I said this last time, that apparently Taylor. I mean, yeah, Taylor is a swindler. So I don't think that he's actually a swindler. So what I heard, what the streets is saying, is that he needed help paying his rent. I don't know if he got laid off, whatever the case may be. He borrowed $10,000 or something like that from his ex-girlfriend, and he was supposed to pay it back because it was borrowed money. He did not pay it back. He had these babies with a lesbian couple that was married, but he wasn't actually supposed to be having sexual intercourse with the girl. He was supposed to be doing the turkey-based method. If you know, you know. But they were in fact humping. And so in the midst of them humping one another and having this, you know, sensual moment, 3 kids popped out. Yeah. When he first started this process in the beginning, alleging that they were just a lesbian couple and they just wanted to have a baby, and so he was helping them out. He was engaged, and his fiance was also very suspicious of the whole situation. That's what the streets are saying. So I don't know. And so don't really like Tyler. Clearly he's a liar. Too much information is coming out. Like, what is going on? Everybody is saying that they love Tyler and, you know, they've known him for forever. I also want to emphasize that most of the time when they are abusers and serial killers and stuff, they're very charismatic. They are good with letting people know that, or getting people to like them. And so when something or the truth comes out, nobody believes it because it's like, oh my gosh, he's so loving. He's so this. He's so amazing. He's so nice. He's so thoughtful. He's so, you know, all of these things. And the truth is, like, behind closed doors, he is in fact a monster. So we'll leave that there. And then moving on to Hannah and Nick. They took some really cute engagement pictures. I thought it was super cute. I was like, okay, y'all look good in these pictures, but, you know, that means nothing. Like, what is the relationship really going to be like? And so we move into them sitting down and having a conversation with her friends. And her friends are really asking the tough questions. They're really grilling him, which I think was not necessary. The reason I think it was not necessary is because clearly we know that this relationship was not going to work. So how did they even get to this point? Like, how did they make it this far? Because they both wanted to be on fucking TV. Both of them were looking for clout. He was looking for clout. She was looking for clout. And they was trying to push it to the very last moment before they got married and made a huge mistake. Because there's no reason why they should have lasted this long when she has been a monster since day one. And apparently, he has been a monster too, but we just didn't know because he was acting all fucking innocent. Nick, I see you. Nick expresses also before the party that he wants to see everybody because he wanted to get closure from Katie. Why? I didn't understand that. And I wanted to like Nick so bad because I really don't like Hannah, and I still don't like Hannah. I want to make that very clear. I still don't like that bitch. But Nick is giving, you came on the show because you wanted to be that guy, and you was hoping you was gonna get lit. And did you get lit? It's probably somebody in your DMs. But I don't think he's going to get as far as he thinks he is. But you never know. You know, Netflix chooses who they want to make to try to blow up. So we'll see. One thing that I really, really, really did not like was Hannah talking about their sex life and her downplaying the sexual experience that she had with Nick. I thought that was disgusting. Because, yes, we know that, well, now I know that Nick was clearly playing the game, but he never came for Hannah. Like, he never talked bad about her. And that could very well just be the role that he was trying to play in, but I just feel like, you know, Hannah could have played it a little bit more smooth. She was just, like, coming for Nick any chance she got. Like, any chance she got, she was coming for Nick. Do I think Nick loved her? No. Do I think Hannah loved him? No. But she came for him and came for him. And I'm like, girl, at least pretend to be nice because you look like the biggest bitch ever. Anyway, he meets Katie and they have a conversation. The conversation could have been seen as flirty, because I did think, okay, well, is he trying to flirt? But I don't think he was trying to flirt now. I think that that's his personality. I don't think Katie wants him. I think if Katie wanted to sleep with him, he would. But I don't think he would take Katie serious in real life either. I just think that I think he just wanted a moment. He wants to be the baddest bitch, and he wanted a moment. So shout out to him, because he got that. And of course, Hannah is being herself. She was having a conversation with Marissa, and she does admit that she was being super hard on him, on Nick, and she wants to show Nick her more playful side. But I don't think that she can, because the truth is, I don't think that she liked Nick, and I don't think that she loved Nick, and I don't think Nick loved her, and I don't think Nick liked her. I think that moment that we saw them see each other, and when she admitted, oh, he's not my type, and da-da-da-da, and went down this whole laundry list of things, and then she showed her true personality, because I do believe that that's who she actually is. I think that both of them were equally over it, but she just had the balls, or didn't care about how she was perceived enough to say what she had to say. During the party, Nick and Katie have a conversation. Hannah gets jealous. She lets Nick know later on that she is jealous. During this time, they show Hannah also having sidebar conversations. And during these sidebar conversations, she makes it clear that she is jealous of the conversation that he's having with Katie. She also makes it clear that she does not enjoy their sexual experience. She feels like she's having sex with an 18-year-old that doesn't know what he's doing. And she also feels like she has to teach him everything. Not only in the sexual, like in the bedroom, but in life. She just feels like he doesn't know anything and she has to teach him. Granted, I feel like he has been very sheltered, and he's very lucky that he has a mom that probably does everything for him. And, you know, at the age of 28, I have to be realistic. I wanted to defend him before, but the truth is, like, grow the fuck up. You have to learn how to do something at some point. And he knows how to do, according to her, basically nothing. So after the party, this is when the argument starts, and she begins to belittle him. I feel like he stands up a little bit, and he lets her know that, you know, we do need to be equal in this situation, and you cannot talk to me any type of way. Not that she really cares. Towards the end of the conversation, she kind of deflects a little bit, and she's kind of like, oh, let's just go to bed, and as if she's gonna like patch it up with sex. I don't think there's anything sexy about Hannah, and maybe it's her hunchback. But I don't like her, so I could just be nitpicking at anything. It's just something really off about the girl to me. But I will say that this conversation to me was starting to show Nick for... No, it didn't. This wasn't where I started to see Nick for what he was. I still felt like at this point that Hannah was crazy. Moving on to the conversation that Hannah and Nick have with her friends. The friends are coming in and they're asking all of the really hard questions. He's trying to reassure them that he wants to be there for her. But they are just pointing out the fact that he just doesn't really seem ready. He's saying that all of these changes are going to be difficult. I will say that I do feel that change can be hard, especially a lot of change at one time. They feel like all of these tasks are very easy, but I think everybody handles things differently, so I didn't feel like they were giving him any grace at all. Granted, I feel like at this point, they didn't really like each other anyway, so again, how did they even make it to this point? I don't know. But yeah, so they're asking him, like, are you willing to do this? Are you willing to do this? He continues to reassure, and we move forward to Hannah canceling the appointment that they had, or not showing up to the appointment that they had to find a wedding dress, and Nick doesn't show up to the tuxedo thing. So she makes it clear that she called him privately to let him know, so that he wasn't caught off guard, that she no longer wants to move forward with getting married. Now, this is behind the scenes. This is not on camera. She then also reveals that he made it clear that he wants to strategically plan how they're going to go about this, because he doesn't want to be seen a certain way. And I think at this point now we know what Nick was trying to do, right? He didn't want to be baited into speaking negatively about Hannah because he didn't want to be seen as the bad guy. He didn't want to break up with Hannah even though he had no intention of being with Hannah. Why? Because he knows that he didn't want to be seen as the bad guy. And so they have this conversation, and that was really eye-opening for me because I did try to defend him. But I still think that Hannah's a monster. She can be a monster, and you can still be a cloud chaser. Two things can be true at once. And so, yeah, she doesn't feel as if they're on the same level, and she feels like she taught him so much. She feels like she needs to stroke his ego in order for him to feel confident, and he feels like he's confident, but he's not actually confident. It's all ego. She just says really demeaning and belittling things that I felt were unnecessary in this moment, where she simply could have been like, I just don't think that this is the right situation for me, if she cared about sparing his feelings, but she did not. Neither one of them, well, I don't think that Hannah was doing a good job at really trying to understand where Nick was coming from, even though I think it was bullshit. She just didn't even care. But I also think that she went about it the way she did because she knew that he was talking bullshit and he was just trying to manipulate her. And he just wanted to be seen a certain way. And he played his role perfectly. She doesn't think that Nick was real and honest. I don't think that Nick was real and honest. I think that Nick knew his intention. After seeing her, he knew that it wasn't going to work, and he was just like, I'm going to ride it out until she says no. This also makes me think, while he was in the house, while they were living together, was he doing things intentionally so that it would piss her off, so that she would then have to break up with him? Because a lot of the times men won't break up with you. They'll just do stuff to get women to the point where they hate them, and then they break up with them. And so I'm wondering if that was it, or if he just intentionally just doesn't know anything at 28. But I won't fault him for living with his parents because the economy is horrible, and save your money, period. But they knew this wasn't going to work, so I don't even know why we did all of this. Like, even all of the talking, it's like I'm trying to explain to y'all how I feel, but I feel like all of this was stupid because great for TV, but in real life, really dumb because y'all knew this wasn't gonna work anyway. So what are we doing? Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this review, this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I hope to see you guys in another video.